operations. I mean, that goes from anything to purchasing something online to I couldn't even handle having Buck in a white elephant exchange because
Oh, man.
dude,
He'd be the worst.
he would. I don't even. He would. I'm not gonna. I don't want to use the racial epithet, but he would Julia Echo whiskey you out of the best gift somehow, some way. I don't even know how. So Buck, since you didn't show up for this bit, we're gonna do the bit for you. We have him. We have Buck on the line. We have Buck on the line. Buck, hey, how's it going, buddy?
Hey guys.
Hey, so you got your bit for this week?
Yeah. I totally do because I'm a part of the show and I show up every time I'm asked.
Yeah, and I noticed the Facebook posts. Make fun of everybody on the show because they suck and stuff. Yet you don't do anything with the show. What the fuck is that?
What the fuck is you?
That's a great comeback, Buck. Hey, how's Korea going right now?
I like going to the Itaewon. It's right outside the Yongsan Gate. There's a place called Hooker Hill, where I frequent there. I get a sandwich and then I get a happy ending.
Are you using protection, Buck? Are we worried about some juicy bucks in the next 9 months gracing this wonderful world?
Well, we'll find out.
I'm sure you'll find a way to Julio Echo whiskey your way out of child support for that, though, I would assume, yeah?
Stop calling me that. Not Joe.
Hey, so you got kicked out of the playoffs. How do you feel as you were the previous champion and now you're done? How does that make you feel? Well, hey, Buck, we really appreciate you coming in and talking to us. You got anything you want to leave on note there?
So we went to this restaurant, right? And there was 8 of us, and I looked at the bill, and they'd already added the tip.
Oh my gosh, I can't imagine how that made you feel.
I wasn't even gonna give them 10% tip, but they already added 20.
Wow, my goodness, Buck, I know that really had to hurt.
What the fuck is this?
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Buck Nasty. Give him a round of applause.
Thank you guys. I'm gonna go back to Korea.
All right, thanks, Buck. Thanks for dropping in. Oh my gosh, I think we have Stover on the line now. Stover, oh hey, Stover, how's it going, Stover? How you doing?
Hey now.
Stover, are you still going bald?
Yes, you can. Yes.
So how's Korea treating you right now?
It's treating me good.
Treating you good. How's the karaoke? How do you feel not having Howard Stern to masturbate to every single day, every second of every day?
Oh, I miss him so much.
I bet you do. I bet you do. Stover, do you find that you emulate yourself after a combination of Howard Stern, Artie Lang, and even Robin Quivers all mixed into one? And I think being your friend for a while, I've kind of noticed you also throw a little Andrew Dice Clay in there. Do you find that you have no personality of your own, and that by emulating these guys, it makes yourself feel better?
I would totally agree with you on that.
Mark, a lot of listeners would like to know if Ben Roethlisberger gave you a drink and perhaps a lobster dinner, would you have sex with him?
He wouldn't even have to go that far.
Thank you. That's what the listeners want to know. Another thing they wanted to know is how are the women over there in Korea?
They are.
That's exactly what we thought. See, women don't interest you, and I understand that. It's cool. And I the guys that you went under by marrying a lady here in America, that was pretty good. And we really know what's going on. But I appreciate you putting forth the effort because when you're a confused individual, you got to see what there is. So that's totally cool.
Totally agree.
So,
oh my God.
Can we get your? Just wanted a couple more quick questions. How do you feel about the Pittsburgh Steelers' chance for a playoff run this year? Thank you. Yeah, that's what we thought. So, in closing, what is your pick for the New England Denver game coming up this weekend?
Pittsburgh.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We have Stover. All right. It's always good when we get those guys in the show. It's really great.
Here we go, Steelers. Here we go.
All right. So, guys, I think you may know what time it is. Can someone fill in a little bit while I turn to this computer to make sure I have this queued up real quick? Theo, go.
Okay, well, it's I guess our fans really enjoyed this last week. I wasn't here, but I've heard that it was probably the best reviewed portion of the show. So without further ado,
Where's my snare?
This kid is a gamer. He's a baller. He's a playmaker. And a shot
caller.
In case you didn't know, I got and all he does is win. All he does is win games.
Listen.
I got Tebow. He shattered the mold. And all he does is win.
What'd he do?
All he does is unleash.
Tell Tebow, let him go.
Oh, that's
Let
right,
him go.
ladies and gentlemen. It is Tebow time!
Yeah.
Weekly, we hit up some Tebow action here and discuss why he's amazing and why he's the worst player ever in the history of the league.
Did you
according
say
to some people.
disgust?
Discuss.
Is this Tebow time or Broncos defense time?
Oh, come on.
Well, you didn't see him. You didn't see Tebow jump out in the field and make that fumble on Marion Barber.
Oh,
Oh, y'all didn't see that the
No,
football's a
did you
team
see that?
game?
he did do
He
that.
did do that. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
shit.
He also ran out of bounds. Oh no, he forced Marion Barber out of bounds.
Oh,
in
yeah.
that play. Yeah.
That's
I remember
Oh, he
interesting.
also kicked that 59-yard field goal too.
That was a good kick.
And a
Yes,
51-yard field goal.
Tebow, that was a good kick.
Hey.
I didn't know he was a kicker
Yeah, I
until
didn't
last
either.
week.
This is pretty incredible. Passing yards, 4,812. Touchdown to interception ratio, 37-6. Rushing yards, 1,350. Rushing touchdowns, 12. Sacks, 50. That, ladies and gentlemen, is Tim Tebow's fourth quarter statistics expanded out through an entire season, making him pretty much the best fantasy football quarterback ever. I just thought I'd throw that out there. As he
Did you
gets,
just say fantasy football quarterback?
I did. This is football faction.
Hey, what was his stats in the first three quarters of that game?
What was his stats at the end of the game?
I know. I didn't know. I do know.
I'll read them to you.
I do know he had a
Please, go ahead.
36.3 quarterback rating.
First three quarters, he was 3 for 16, 45 yards and an interception and a fumble in the fourth quarter as well.
Okay. So I understand that y'all want to see this. He lulled the team into a sense of
That
confidence.
That is a Darren
I don't know.
style, and maybe
Theo,
that's it.
Theo, please, before we get crazy in it, give us your thoughts on Tim Tebow.
Well, I mean, you got to give a lot of credit to the defense there
Absolutely.
in Denver. But in that, I mean, it's keeping the game close. But you got to start asking the question here. In the first three quarters, what is different than the last 5 minutes of the fourth? Like, what's happening in between that time where all of a sudden he's becoming so, potent? And you got to think maybe the coaches are being way
Thank you.
Too conservative.
with their play calling. Because the defense is playing so well, they are playing not to lose, and it's so far worked out. But this week might be a different story because you're gonna have to put up points against
The
them.
Bears lost that game.
But what I wanted to say on that is, joking aside, we had these first three quarters every game in which he is far below average. I mean, he's bad. And then in the fourth quarter, he's playing like just an incredible quarterback.
Because they have
with
to
the
come from
combination of
behind.
it. So,
Well-
but my part of the reasoning I think is for it, in addition to the coaching thing, is for 3.5 quarters, they are running the ball down the gut of the defense with little passes peppered in just to keep them slightly honest. But they're running. Time of possession. The defense is getting worn the hell down. So, and I know we talked about it a little bit earlier about, they went to the preview defense and stuff. Part of that reason is because they were wore out. They couldn't continue to try and stop the run. I'm telling you.
I disagree with
I
that
don't agree with
Then
that.
how does he go 18 of 24? in
because
the
they were
fourth
playing
quarter?
prevent defense.
They were
That's
playing-
bullshit.
Yeah, it was. They had guys
Chicago was-
wide open.
Chicago was
over-
playing at Tampa 2.
I mean, did you see the out pattern that the guy had? The cornerback
Wills.
was about 15 yards on an out pattern, which that's what you should be covering on a prevent defense.
Well, what I watched the who was it that broke it down? I think it was Gruden. Mangini broke it down on that play. That was just a broken coverage by the slot cornerback.
Yeah,
the slot
and-
cornerback was supposed to cover there.
And Tebow's numbers benefited from that, going 18 of 24, 191 yards, and one touchdown in the fourth quarter
guess
in
my
overtime. And, dump passes over the middle. They're going to give him that, and they did. And, it was a good strategy on the first drive that Tebow was driving down for that touchdown because with the amount of time left in the game, they could use up that time. They can afford to give up a score because, as you saw the next drive, the game was over. If Marion Barber didn't go out of bounds, the game was over. Really,
Right.
I thought all they had to do was down the ball, and they ended up running a sweep to the outside, which was a disastrous call, and that ended the game. It gave it extended Tebow time.
It did. Now, I guess my question is why if it's anybody else other than Tebow, it's a complete game. But when we talk about Tebow, it's always separated. When we look at people's stats, if you saw his stat line without knowing when he did what he did, right, it'd be a pretty good stat line.
Well, yeah, but most of those stats weren't he didn't have to earn most of those stats.
I don't understand that.
When you have a running back sitting in the middle of the field wide open because the defense has given that to you, you're going to get yards.
Did he get it
And
to that running back?
I could have got it to that running back. I mean, there was no difficult
Dude.
passes to be had at that point.
Oh, I don't know. There's that touchdown pass was pretty
Yeah,
impressive.
he just scrambled. Everybody collapsed on him, thinking he couldn't throw the ball to that receiver, and nobody dropped back on that receiver.
But
He was
that's
wide
the
open.
point. Okay, you just said it. This is my point. He
Oh.
scrambled and everybody collapsed on him.
Yeah, you
That's
expect him to
Tebow
run.
doing that.
Well, yeah, you expect him to run.
You
And it was-
expect him to run, and then he threw it on
I'm
you.
not, I'm
and
not
you got
disagreeing.
pummeled.
He doesn't make good plays, but I'm going to tell you again right now. The beginning of next year, John Elway's going to find another quarterback for that team
Oh, I don't doubt one bit that they're going to bring a guy in to compete, but
and win that
okay,
position.
Negative. Prognosticator Jer Bear.
It's all going to depend.
Do you remember what you said
on
last
happens.
week, couple weeks ago?
Completely erased. And I do remember that, but
You
I remember
said-
also at that time Matt Forte was not injured, and I predicted the Bears to beat them, and they would have anyway without Matt Forte if Marion Barber didn't run out of bounds and fumble. Hey.
So if they hadn't have played the game, the Bears would have won. Is that what you're saying?
I don't think that could work like that.
You're saying, but that's what I'm saying. If that's what all the Tebow haters say
Do you
is,
think Tebow won that game though?
I think
And we
he
have this
contrib-
conversation every time we talk about
I
Tebow.
think
Bears
Tebow
lost the
contributed
game.
to winning that game. Yes, because it was a
Hmm.
team effort. The defense, Tebow. You got to remember that team was 1-5 before Tebow came there with the same freaking defense. It was the same defense is playing that was 1-5 and is now 6-1 since then.
You know, they're,
So that's
they're
what-
still a mediocre defense.
Well, I mean, there's something to be said about
Look
they're
at the numbers.
well-
They're middle of the road.
they all rally together and they're playing hard. They're
Yeah.
playing with
They
passion.
have a
They
six-
all believe in what they're doing. So you got to say, hey, I mean, it's enjoyable to watch at least.
Well,
Well,
it's fun.
To
It's
not
fun
give
as hell.
Tebow some credit for the wins.
Look, he's a football player, and I don't doubt that at all. I mean, he's a football player. Is he a quarterback in the NFL that's going to be around a long time at that position?
I think so. Yeah.
I don't think so.
I absolutely
really,
think so.
I really don't. And we're going to find out a lot about him this week whenever
Absolutely.
he's forced to throw the ball because they're going to be down. I mean, they're going to be down this game. And I would put. You can quote this and you can play this.
Oh, I will. I'll be playing it back next week.
I know
trust
you
me.
will. If there's a 13-point spread, which I think there's a 13-point spread in this game, and
Okay.
I'd almost be willing to put my paycheck down that is covered by the Patriots.
Okay. You
Hey,
said-
look, last formidable offense they played was who?
the Lions.
The Detroit Lions, and they put up 45 points and covered easily whatever spread that was.
Okay. Hey.
and we'll see.
We'll see. I'm telling you right now, not a lot of people remember this, but he started 3 or 4 games at the end of last year. I think it was 3. In 2 of those games, he threw for well over 300 yards. We'll see. And I'm going to tell you right now, watch what happens. He's going to – no, I shouldn't say he. I'm not going to say the Broncos, I think, will keep that game close. Whether they'll win or not, I don't know, but I think it's going to be a good, close
They're
game.
going to cover the spread or no?
13 points?
Yes.
I say they cover the spread.
Okay.
Money.
I mean, the way they've been playing, it's hard to bet against them right now. I think New England wins the game. I mean, eventually, all streaks have to come to an end. So, but I do think it's going to be a good game.
If they cover the spread, I am putting an order in for a Tebow jersey.
Okay.
I'll
that's
put in
on the air.
Tebow-Heron.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll do. If they
You heard
cover-
that, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep.
Dominator,
What?
you've been
Hairbo.
eerily quiet in this discussion. What say you?
What?
What's your opinion? I know your opinion, but
What can I say that hasn't already been said by him?
do you truly give Tebow no credit for these wins?
No, I give their defense more credit.
More credit, but you attribute the wins to Tebow as well, as he is part of the team
He's part of the team.
and he is the quarterback and touches the ball on every single play on offense, right?
Okay.
Okay, I'm just saying.
Just saying what?
I'm just saying. No, you're giving Tebow some credit.
Okay.
Okay. I've
Okay.
just never heard you give him
Even
credit.
if it's
so
like a cunt hair of credit.
if I can get a cunt hair credit from you for Timmy Tebow, I'll take it.
And the positive.
The only credit I
side-
give him is his ability to play backyard football. Extend the play and then do a dump off comeback route to a receiver, and then that extends the drive. I mean that's really the only fucking credit I'll give him.
I'm not going to compare. So please don't take this as a comparison because I knew as soon as I said it, y'all would blow up. This is not a comparison, okay? But there was a quarterback who came in quite a few years ago who was more known for his improv. He was a bigger guy, could run around, had some pretty good legs, wasn't real fast, but a lot of improv. Wasn't breaking down the plays correctly. Came into the NFL and promptly succeeded way exceedingly higher than what the expectations were. Ben Roethlisberger came into the